In the midst of the Summer of Love 1969, Peggy Lee broke into the charts with a hit entitled Is That All There Is? A very cynical look at life. And in the end, she chooses not to ponder whether or not this is all there is, but rather her advice is that of the writer of Ecclesiastes. Let's keep dancing. Let's break out the booze and have a ball, if this is all there is. Is this all there is? It was a haunting question, I think, that we all wrestled with in one way or another this past year. As COVID struck that chord of mortality that we try so hard to keep buried, it resonated in our own mortality or the mortality of those we love and care for. It was a shaking time. And we responded to it in a variety of different ways. Some simply chose to believe the whole thing was a hoax, and there was no reason to even ponder mortality because no one was going to die from COVID. Others became so fearful that they became paralyzed. And most of us just tried to muddle through, wrestling and trying to put it to bed as best we could. And there were those like Peggy Lee and the author of Ecclesiastes that chose to eat, drink, and be merry and pray this whole thing would blow over. It looks like now we may get our wish. We're rumbling for normalcy. Anything to put that question to bed. Is that all there is to life? While COVID may disappear, the question isn't, because it's at the heart of what drives us as a society. That anxiety over whether or not we've fulfilled our expectations, whether we've made it, whether we've been productive enough, whether we've made our mark. And so we compare ourselves to those around us. We wonder, is this all there is? Or should we be doing something more? The Christian response to this anxiety is to remind folks that this is not all there is. This is but a foretaste of what is yet to come. No matter how we envision that heavenly realm, the promise is that what we are enduring and living through on this earth will pale in comparison to what is yet to come. The problem is that Scripture is rather ambiguous about what that's all going to look like. On the one hand, we have Jesus on the cross turning to the criminal and saying, "Today you will be with me in paradise." On the other hand, Paul says we'll all sleep, and at the last trumpet, at the resurrection of the dead, we will be raised. What is it? At the same time, there are those that will point to books like Daniel and Revelation for painting of heaven. What we miss is that Revelation is not concerned with heaven as it is with the New Jerusalem, a new reconstituted Jerusalem and rebuilt temple, a gift from God, from heaven, not vice versa. And so what do we do with the promise that there is more, that this is not all there is? Well, it should inform how we live these days, not giving in to the anxiety and pressure of trying to perform our way into heaven or keep ourselves out of hell, or even to better ourselves and make a mark because that's all there ever will be. The truth of the matter is, most of us will be forgotten in a generation or two. Is this all there is? I hope not. I pray not. I believe not. And so the advice of Ecclesiastes sounds pretty good. Let's eat, drink, and be merry together. For tomorrow we may die. But that'll be okay. I'm in for more. In heaven above, where God our Father dwells, how boundless there is blessedness, no tongue its greatness tells. There face to face and full and free, there ever living God we see, our God, the Lord of hosts.